dead is to experience only, not to those who plan out his life. Oh, but the night outside is far below the moon. Gotta keep on. That's all we gotta do today is keep on marching.
Fireflies, they're advertising in the skies for people like us.
Hello, Wisconsin! It is good to be back in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I want to thank all of you for giving such a warm welcome to a Bears fan. And I especially want to thank one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history for being here today, Charles Woodson. And I want to thank Charles because I understand he made an announcement about a gift to the Red Cross to help support everybody over on the East Coast, and that's the kind of guy he is, so we're grateful to him. Thank you, Charles. Now, for the past few days, all of us have been focused on one of the worst storms in our lifetimes. And we're awed and we're humbled by nature's destructive power. We mourn the loss of so many people. Our hearts go out to those who've lost their loved ones. We pledge to help those whose lives have been turned upside down. And I was out in New Jersey yesterday and saw the devastation, and you really get a sense of how difficult this is going to be for a lot of people. But we've also been inspired these past few days, because when disaster strikes, we see America at its best.
One country.
All the petty differences that consume us in normal times all seem to melt away. There are no Democrats or Republicans during a storm. They're just fellow Americans. So we've made real progress these past 4 years. But Wisconsin, we know our work's not done yet. As long as there's a single American who wants a job but can't find one, our work isn't done. As long as there are families who are working harder but falling behind, our work isn't done. As long as there's a child languishing in poverty, barred from opportunity anywhere in this country, our work is not yet done. Our fight goes on because we know this nation cannot succeed without a growing, thriving middle class and strong, sturdy ladders into the middle class. Our fight goes on because America's always done its best when everybody gets a fair shot and everybody's doing their fair share and everybody's playing by the same rules. That's what we believe. That's why you elected me in 2008, and that's why I'm running for a second term as president, because we've got more work to do. And these fundamental changes in the economy, the rise of technology and global competition, they're real. We can't wish these challenges away. But here's what I know, Wisconsin, we can meet them. Because we're Americans. We've got the world's best workers and the best entrepreneurs. We've got the best scientists and the best researchers, the best colleges and universities, and we've got the most innovative spirit. We have everything we need to thrive in this new economy, in this new century. And there's not a country on earth that wouldn't trade places with the United States of America. Because in the 8 years after Bill Clinton left office, his policies were reversed. The wealthiest Americans got tax cuts they didn't need and that we couldn't afford. Companies enjoyed tax breaks for shipping jobs overseas. Insurance companies and oil companies and Wall Street were given free license to do what they pleased. Folks at the top got to play by a different set of rules than the rest of us. And the results of this top-down economics was falling incomes, record deficits, the slowest job growth in half a century, and an economic crisis that we've been cleaning up for the last 4 years. Well, let me tell you, Wisconsin, we know what change looks like. And what the governor's offering sure ain't change. Giving more power back to the biggest banks isn't change. Leaving millions without health insurance isn't change. Another $5 trillion tax cut that favors the wealthy isn't change. Turning Medicare into a voucher is change, but we don't want that change. Refusing to answer questions about the details of your policies isn't change. Ruling out compromise by pledging to rubber stamp the Tea Party's agenda as president, that's definitely not change. In fact, that's exactly the attitude in Washington that needs to go. After 4 years as president, you know me by now. You may not agree with every decision I've made. You may be frustrated at the pace of change, but you know what I believe. You know where I stand. You know I'm willing to make tough decisions, even when they're not politically convenient. And you know I'll fight for you and your families every single day as hard as I know how. You know that. The young teacher doing her best in an overcrowded classroom with outdated textbooks, she needs a champion. All those kids in inner cities and small farm towns, in the valleys of Ohio or rolling Virginia hills, or right here in Green Bay, kids dreaming of becoming scientists or doctors, engineers or entrepreneurs, diplomats or even a president. They need a champion in Washington. They need a champion. They need a champion because the future will never have as many lobbyists as the past, but it's the dreams of those children that will be our saving grace. You know, in the midst of the Great Depression, FDR reminded the country that failure is not an American habit. And in the strength of great hope, we must shoulder our common load. That's the strength we need today. That's the hope I'm asking you to share. That's the future in our sights. That's why I'm asking for your vote. And if you're willing to work with me again and knock on some doors with me and make some phone calls for me and turn out for me, we'll win Brown County again. We'll win Wisconsin again. We'll win this election. And together we'll renew those bonds and reaffirm that spirit that makes the United States of America the greatest nation on earth. Thank you, Wisconsin. Get out there and vote. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.